The Oral-B My Way is a stylish brush that achieves great cleaning results. It has a number of useful features, but the Bluetooth connectivity doesn't do as much as you might think. The long-term costs are far higher than my recommended alternative. Designed to appeal to older kids undergoing orthodontic treatment, the My Way comes packaged with a specialised brush head that can potentially clean more effectively around the wires and brackets of a fixed brace. But such a head is not essential. The other head in the box, the soft bristled attachment, is perfectly adequate. In fact, most electric toothbrushes are suitable for brace wearers. You don't need a specialised model. The My Way is technically identical to the IO Series 4. The difference is the handle colour and box contents. The need for brilliant brushing results is increased for those wearing a brace, and when used correctly, the My Way does not disappoint. The round head can make it easier to reach tighter spaces of the mouth, and as a result of the magnetic motor, the brushing experience is softer and less intense than other Oral-B brushes. It is quieter too, at around 64 decibels. It's about 10 decibels less than most other Oral-B brushes. Built into the My Way handle are the essential features dentists recommend. This includes a timer and pacer to encourage even brushing of the tooth surfaces, as well as a pressure sensor to help prevent damage from heavy-handed brushing. In fact, the My Way is one of a limited number of brushes that have a visible pressure sensor that shows when the correct pressure is being applied, in addition to insufficient or too much. This is a very useful feature. You want to see a green light when in use. The rounded handle has a premium look and feel. Well balanced, it stands upright on a countertop and doesn't tend to roll away either. It isn't as grippy as some other models, but it doesn't feel slippery to the touch either. The lack of textured surfaces does make it easier to keep clean. The power and mode buttons are responsive with good feedback. It's 20 plus years since I've had fixed braces, and I can still remember how tender the gums felt after an adjustment. It is then useful to have the option of a sensitive and super sensitive brushing mode that reduces the power of the brush for a less intense clean. These are 2 of 4 modes available, the others are daily clean and whitening. Daily clean is my recommended go-to for most. Wearing braces usually means more frequent brushing, assuming 3 2-minute cleans a day. You will get about 12 days life from the rechargeable lithium-ion battery that is sealed inside the water-resistant brush handle. It's not bad, but the competition does outperform on battery life. The provided charging stand will take about 16 hours to recharge it fully. You do get feedback on the remaining power via the power button LED and the smartphone app. More frequent brushing means faster wear of the bristles, but the tech in the handle and the app will keep track, alerting you when it's time to replace the head. It's a shame no travel case is provided, because as a brace wearer you often have to take your brush with you to clean around the appliance at times most others wouldn't. You might want to think about what impact this will have. Bluetooth enabled the connectivity might appeal to some. Certain elements of the brush can be controlled via the app. Unlike some smart brushes, this doesn't track the position of the toothbrush in the mouth. Therefore, the real-time feedback is limited to your brushing time and pressure applied. Logs of brushing sessions are available and can be useful for parents or dental professionals to review. You will only get insight into how often and how long those sessions are. You can't learn if the lower back teeth are always being missed, for example. This tech and premium design does unfortunately come at a cost, particularly when you consider the IO-specific brush heads used are typically 2 times the cost of a regular Oral-B brush head. The retail price is £240, but expect to pay on average £120 for it. This is the same as the IO Series 4, the brush the My Way is based on. Shop smart and you may find the IO4 to be the more sensible purchase, particularly as there is a version supplied with a case. You won't get the specialised brush head, but these can be purchased separately. For a typical user, you'll be looking at an ownership cost a little over £200 for 3 years. As a parent myself, I know kids don't always appreciate the value of items and can be a bit forgetful. Losing a My Way brush could be a pricey mistake. I believe the Oral-B Pro 33500 is a much better alternative. It lacks some of the features and refinements of the IO My Way, but it has the dentist's recommended essentials. At less than half the price, it is a more cost-effective alternative for no compromise in cleaning performance. Should a smart toothbrush really be what you're after, then consider the iO Series 6. It's very similar with better real-time tracking and a travel case in the box. It won't cost much more either.